Well, hello everybody, sports fans, Chiefs Kingdom, this Comics Baker TV here once again. So time for another prediction video as it's this Thursday night we have the Kansas City Chiefs taking on and hosting the Los Angeles Chargers on Thursday Night Football, and boy, this should be one heck of a game. So we are coming off that dominant win over the Arizona Cardinals to open up the season, and yeah, you really could not have asked for a better start to the season. Uh, Mahomes threw 5 touchdowns. That was the 6th time in his career in which he threw for 5 touchdowns. So that was just amazing. 2 receiving touchdowns by Clyde Edwards-Helaire. And yeah, everyone in our first game without Tyreek Hill, it didn't really matter that we got rid of him. Just this same old team, really. Uh, and the Cardinals had a bunch of injuries uh, in that game and uh, at the start of this season. Uh, their star receiver DeAndre Hopkins suspended for the first, I think, 6 games of the season due to PEDs. So that was definitely a huge loss. And yeah, now here we are facing the Chargers, led by superstar quarterback Justin Herbert, uh, who beat the Chiefs in Week 3 last season in Kansas City in what was a thrilling game that came down to the end. The Chargers took the lead with under a minute remaining, uh, and that was when we fell below under 500. Uh, and then when we played them in LA, which was also on a Thursday night in December, it was a back and forth game. Uh, the Chargers kept going for it on 4th down, and we found a way to win in overtime. And what was one of the most exciting games of the whole season. So these 2 teams and 2 quarterbacks, Mahomes and Herbert, the 3 games that they played against each other have all been thrillers. Uh, Herbert also beat the Chiefs in Kansas City Week 17 of 2020. However, in that game, we had already clinched the number 1 seed, so we really had nothing to play for. So that didn't really matter. But yeah, the Chargers coming off a win in Week 1, 24-19 over the Las Vegas Raiders, in which their defense dominated in that game. They had 3 interceptions. Herbert threw 3 touchdowns, and as a team, they had 6 sacks, including 3 by Pro Bowl linebacker Khalil Mack, who they made a big-time trade for in the offseason. So this team is absolutely loaded up. However, they will be without their top receiver, Keenan Allen, in this game uh, with a hamstring injury. So that's a big loss for the Chargers. Ruled out for tomorrow night's game. Uh, Allen, who's had five 1,000-yard seasons in his career, including last year. So he's a very good receiver. And the Chiefs, we will be without our kicker, Harrison Butker, in this game. That's right, not too often you see a kicker get injured. That's what happened. Uh, that's what happened on a Sunday against Arizona. Butker got hurt, although he actually continued playing. And we had Justin Reed come in and make some of the extra points and do some of the kickoffs. So Butker will be out. We signed a kicker, Matt Amendola, who will be the kicker for tomorrow's game. So it's not really a severe injury for Bucker. Since we have 10 days off after tomorrow, uh, should be ready to go in our next game, which is at the Indianapolis Colts in Week 3. So, and yeah, well, both of these teams uh, had high expectations at the start of the season, and I predict Chargers to finish second in the AFC West, but I think they'll go probably 10-7 or 11-6. Uh, we'll play them again in November in Week 11 in LA, so we'll see how these two teams will be when that comes. When we play them again in November, and yeah, so I expect this to be a high-scoring affair. Uh, Two very accurate quarterbacks. Herbert threw 279 yards Sunday, 3 touchdowns. Uh, yeah, both these quarterbacks do not throw many interceptions. Uh, so there should be a heck of a game. And it's also will be the first ever NFL game exclusively on Amazon Prime. So it's only on Prime Video, uh, as well as all of the Thursday night games this season. So exclusively on Prime Video, which, I kind of wish it was, still on whatever channel it was, Fox or CBS, whatever it was. So, but interesting decision to move it exclusively to Prime Video. So, but anyway, and my score prediction for this game, I'm going to say the Chiefs will come out on top. I'm going to say 38-33. Yeah, this thing is definitely going to be high scoring and come down to the end. Definitely, probably on our final, drive of the game. Uh, just like it was last 2 times we played Chargers. So, yeah, it should be one heck of a game. Two already superstar quarterbacks in the making. Herbert, just his third season, and he's already Pro Bowler. And yeah, so this should be one heck of a game, and both these quarterbacks are going to be stars, and they're already stars, but are going to be for years to come, because they're just getting started. Mahomes now in his 5th year, uh, and it's not slowed down. So, what you guys think. So, as it was a wild and very entertaining start to the new season, with a number of very close and entertaining games in Week 1 Sunday. So anyway, until Thursday night, Comics Bigger saying, go Chiefs.